Hello and welcome to another video here with me, Meoni, for Final Fantasy XIV. Recently, a lot of my spare time has been invested outside of video making in Final Fantasy XIV's Eureka instances. I'm currently behind the curve by quite a bit, so I decided to spend an ungodly amount of time to try and catch up. In the process, getting past Eureka Pagos finally allowed me to somewhat enjoy Eureka Pyros, and that might sound bizarre if you've heard any of my previous rants, coming from somebody like myself, where I have said in the past that my experiences in Eureka have been majoritively negative. Well, believe it or not, Pyros changed that. And it all comes down to the Logos system. So why does this Logos system make all of the difference? Or at least in my opinion, and what exactly is it? To explain the Logos system, I should show you the actual process. Firstly, you will need to obtain logograms. These are split into categories. There are 8 different types of logogram available. Think of these as chests that contain items. There are conceptual, fundamental, curative, offensive, protective, tactical, mitigative, and inimical logograms. You will need a lot of these to get all of the items you need from inside them, and each of these logograms has a chance to get one of several different items within, hence the RNG and the need to collect lots of them. As you can see here, we can buy all of the logograms from the market board if you so desire, and have a lot of gil to spare. It varies in price logogram to logogram per server, but this is very good to know if you need only a few to complete your set later on. In general though, you actually obtain logograms from Pyros activities. Conceptual logograms are obtained from defeating equal or higher than your current elemental level sprites. This is why a lot of people recommend farming sprites low level in Pyros as much as possible, so that when you hit elemental level 50 inside, you have an easier time. Otherwise it can be very hard to get sprites your level in Pyros. In fact, I don't know of any, and a lot of people have reportedly been de-leveling deliberately to try and get to them, so spend your time or gil wisely. Fundamental logograms are from bronze bunny chests, or hitting a chain of 30 from killing monsters. The bunny fates are done quite a lot in Pyros for this reason. You'll never not find a group killing them. There's a north and a south bunny fate, and if you're new to the area you might be better off staying south and doing these instead of the north one, as it's quite hard to get to. Once the bunny fate is completed, you will have a chance to have a happy bunny follow you around. This is a chance and doesn't always happen, so you need to spam these bunny fates as much as possible in between notorious monsters. If you do get a bunny, you will notice a button on screen to feed the bunny with a carrot. Doing so will put a text chat hint as to where to go. This is essentially the hot and cold minigame. Follow the direction it specifies across the map, for example far east until it goes far east and then directly east, for example. Pressing the carrot button will get another text prompt and so on until you find your chest. There are actually different grades of chests that can spawn. Bronze, silver, and gold bunny chests. Bronze will hold fundamental logograms. Offensive, protective, and mitigative logograms are obtained only from gold bunny chests, whilst curative logograms are from silver chests. Tactical logograms are from heat lock boxes, and finally inimical are only obtained from level 50 and above sprites inside Pyros. So you know how to get them, and the fact that the market board will help you if you can't get any to drop or your RNG is terrible. But how do we actually use them? You can appraise a logogram at the NPC Drake in the main town at North Point. Each time he appraises a logogram, it has a chance to give you an item called a neem. These neems are ingredients. If you then take your neems over to the Logos manipulator, this machinery can extract actions from your neems. You can get these Logos actions from singular neems, such as cure for example from a cure neem, and you can also combine certain neems together to get entirely different actions that you can use inside Pyros. For example, if you put a stealth neem and another stealth neem together, it will make Wisdom of the Watcher, which is a spell that increases evasion by 25%, whilst also reducing your damage dealt by 5%. Once you get a Logos action learnt for the first time, it adds it to your Logos action log, which you can then talk to Drake at any time to review. There are then in total 50 Logos actions, meaning that you have a lot of neems to acquire, which are all RNG from various chests or the sources I mentioned, hence the grind. But where other grinds may feel unrewarding, I actually found the Logos actions themselves to be very therapeutic and redeeming, which we'll look at in just a moment. But for now, let's talk about why you need the Logos system in the first place. If you're currently progressing your relic weapon and want the latest shiny thing, you will need Logos actions. The first Pyros stage of a weapon upgrade system requires you to have both the Pagos weapon completed and then to have learnt 10 Logos actions in total, cumulatively, as well as 150 Pyros crystals from notorious monsters. The second stage needs 200 Pyros crystals and 20 Logos discoveries, and the third stage needs 300 Pyros crystals and 30 Logos actions to be discovered in total. And that's pretty much it for the Logos actions for the weapon stages. However, if you unlock all 50 Logos actions on your board, you can optionally gain access to a vendor that will sell you Pyros armor. This isn't artifact gear like before, it's just normal gear that's 380 item level with stats on it for each role, and you can access all of the roles' armor regardless of which role you're currently on. You can purchase a single item for a set with 40 Pyros crystals individually, and they're generally not bad sets with decent stats on them. I'll actually do a glamour preview on them at some point later in another video. So let's actually go back to why I like the actions themselves and where they can be used. My favourite use of the actions is to transcend the limits of my actual role. For example, I can have Cure and Raise on a warrior. I could have Cure and Protect on a black mage, and then there's also the Madness action, as I like to call them. I'm talking about Death, an action that can kill an enemy outright if it hits them, which has a low chance to hit them as you might expect, or Reflect, which straight up breaks the entire game and allows you to go naked to lower your defense stat to a minimum, walk into a ton of magic enemies like this example, and spam Reflect before it wears off, essentially grinding experience as the monsters smash themselves with the same magic they intended to do to you, killing themselves against you, which is incredibly rewarding and is increased exponentially by the low defense rating you have whilst your character's naked. It's very fun. The whole thing is exciting to play with, and if you're hyped for Blue Mage in patch 4.5 in early January, this gives you a perfect feel for what it might feel like. In short, Eureka is kind of like Marmite. One minute I hated its guts and wanted to throw it down the stairs in rage, and then the next, specifically Pyros, felt like I'd overcome evil, and now I could enact revenge on my darkest moments with the power of Reflect and Death. If you can get past the hang-ups, perhaps meet people in the content, take it slow and just try to relax with a show on your second monitor, then Eureka Pyros is easily my favourite instance of the Eureka series, and the Logos system is absolutely amazing. I've waved thank you kindly for watching this video, and I'll see you all next time.